Good morning, my good people of Sierra Leone. Good morning, well-wishers of Sierra Leone. This na small talk, and this na Yusufu Kabo of Southern California. Today is the 10th of September, 2019. The time now is about, it's about 4:28 in the morning. I just woke up. My usual time is 5 o'clock. I don't know why I woke up so early this morning. Probably because I've been disturbed by what I saw on television, parading the teachers as thieves without being convicted. Because I believe, now with Constitution, the only institution who for convict you, now the judiciary. But in this case, the Commission of Inquiry, they punish, they distribute punishment to citizens them arbitrarily without the consent of the parliament, without the consent of the judiciary. Keep in mind that the Commission of Inquiry not just people that wouldn't put together for inquire about things that would happen at the country. And then people and they supposed to report to the parliament, and the parliament supposed to investigate them cases then they before they can take on to the judiciary, and the judiciary follow the law and order of the country. But all these steps have been ignored, and are they blatantly ignored all those steps, because in our country we have no law and order. That's the bottom line. We have no law and order. Any person wouldn't put in a certain position, as long as you are part of the organ of the regime that is in power, you also have the power of anybody else. That's the way it seemed to be. If you're not a cabinet minister, or you are any part of the regime, automatically you become the judge, you become the executive, you become the judiciary. And all them people, and they can enforce all three of them power, and they consecutively or individually or in a bundle. It just like we now would in America, who company, and they offer you TV, they offer you internet, then they offer you telephone service at once. Now the bundle and the way you get now alone. Once you become part of the government and you are part of the regime, you have a blanket, a bundle for execute the judiciary powers, for execute the parliamentary powers, and for execute the executive powers. Now they go on. We have no shame. We have no shame at all in doing that. We have people who but I know folk blame the people so much. The people are powerless because the politicians have been ignoring the Constitution for so long. Nobody know the side and day again. Everybody confused. It's a big confusion. Because everybody now, they come put on waiting for do for do am. Now then the parade teachers them, because then say then thief money, or they're involved in some kind of kukujumuku with exams and how then they process the papers them and how then they teach the beginning. And that not the reason why make them for parade in a street with handcuffs and if we're not any serious nation, if we're not any people that will want to be part of the international community, if we're not people them will feel to say we're worthy of being among people them who get substance, this will happen so not forever happen again. And the only way we for no say it not go happen again now for force the commissioner, if you get any iota of integrity, wait till he do so, if for resign. If I was in that position and made that kind of blunder, I will resign. But if he not resign, there should be other institutions who for all are responsible. But we need the parliament to own the cooked up parliament of the president. They talk anything. Now I make us say anybody. Now a bundle we get. Now Africa no more the government they become a bundle. Then they bundle everything in one and then give you for a deal. But it's a deal that is raw for the people then. Now so I see this thing, man. I don't know if anybody see any difference. Because when you ignore the Constitution, you get a blanket pass on everything you do. You see somebody who a Minister of Information, they tell somebody who they na land, who go they go na lands, they go execute. It's just confusing. It's just not professional. These people are unprofessional, period. That's how I see it. They are unprofessional. You call yourself, say you studying at the United States, Mr. Ben Kelfala. You know how things are being processed. But now that not the thing. Now this not the bottom of the argument. People then they argue, say they educate. But can you apply that education that you have? It's the application of it that matters. It's not the consumption of the information. It's how you disperse those information, if you can disperse them effectively for them to work for other people, for you to see result in them. Do you have that ability? And if you don't have that ability, do you know how to go get those information so that those abilities will be instilled in everybody else that you're trying to teach how to do things? But now you go in the radio station and you go there with arrogant, and what is all packaged in that arrogance is the blanket of stupidity that you espouse in that interview. I mean, I was flabbergasted. Why would somebody who say no, if they tell you say the Constitution say now the state get the ability, but in your reference you need to use the state as the people. You they try for confuse the state and waiting you they try for implement. You they cut off the state from the judiciary, they cut off the state from every other organ. You they try for say the state that the people they will agree with waiting you they try for implement. You know say the state now the organs of the government now in the state, which include the judiciary. They are the state. The parliamentarians are the state. And everybody else are the state. But you they say you support her then at the state. In this instance, what you mean the try for refer to, you they say now so the Constitution say the state. The state means the organs of government, Mr. Ben Kelfala. You know that, but you dey try for stupefy people. My dear fellow citizens, there is a difference between arrogance and stupidity. Arrogance now where you get excessive pride. And when you have contempt for other people, now inner arrogance. But stupidity is lacking of intelligence. And what you display there is is both arrogance and stupidity. And you're using that to stifle the correct things them whether woman they try to tell you, see, you are not right on what you did. But because this is pure stupidity. When you lack intelligence for do things them, or when you lack the ability for recognizing things have been done a certain way and that not the right way, but you ignore that way they. Now, in her stupidity, sheer stupidity. Because you know the difference between right and wrong, but you choose the wrong, but you try for predicate on the wrong and using other means. Because you then a position of power, you increase your voice for stifle the voice of the lady who they speak to you softly. Because you feel to say you're not the ACC boss. And because of that, you get a bundle of powers then where you get. You get the judicial power, you get the parliamentary power, you get the executive power, plus you get the power of the commission. That's what you're trying to say. You're giving us a bundle of it. And the more you bundle it up, the more stupid you look, the more stupid you sound, the more unintelligent you are. And people then for recognize, say, when this go to court, the court should be asked to take this person out of that commission because he don't show bias. He don't show, say, he is ineffective to execute those commissions of inquiry. We for make sure, say, but again, we have a bundle. We are ignoring the Constitution. From day one, I always tell you, I say, I'm not a constitutional lawyer. But I know the answers are in that document. And the reason why these people continue to ignore that document, because that document can make them be responsible. That's why they ignore it all the time, Every regime will come step by step, then they ignore the Constitution. And the people, and they let them pit in and they happen. For let people and they ignore the Constitution. And people and they pay for that. There is nothing, there is nobody that ever paid for what they did for abusing the Constitution. Michael Roma is free today. He abused the Constitution, nothing was done to him. He is free. He hasn't paid the restitution to Sam Sumana. And the state have not even acknowledged that the ECOWAS stated that the government of Sierra Leone should pay this guy. They're not even discussing it now. It's under the rug. Nobody is talking about it now. And this same fool is trying to run for the same party that disenfranchised them. But now he's going to say it's the love of the party, it's the love of the state. No, it's none of that. It's because of selfishness. Because you're selfish. You're selfish. You don't have the guts to stand on your it's not pride. You shouldn't have pride, but stand with the law, stand with the Constitution. Make sure that these people understand that the Constitution is supreme. But now you try to go mingle with them again. Because why? The ultimate goal is for you to be the president. And the ultimate goal for that is for you to come back and abuse the constitution that they use to abuse you. Because you're not going to get anything done. Because the person that is giving you all this power, you owe him something. Now you're going to make a deal with a person and telling him that, hey, look, let's bygone be bygone. I want to be president of Sierra Leone. Let me have my way. You have your way. I'm going to let you slide. And that's what it is. That's what is going on now. By Kuruma let Bio slide with all this thing. Bottom line, if we had went by the Constitution, Bio should not be in this position today, and all this problem would not have arisen, because we would have picked somebody else who may have had at least some kind of sense to deliberate on these issues the way they should be deliberated on. But how can you expect anything else when you put somebody who is so blatantly corrupt, you bring them back in the mix to stand for the presidency? And you guys in the SLPP too, according to your constitution, you should not have even, Bio wasn't qualified to be the flag bearer of that party. But the ends satisfy the means, because all of you want power, and you know power begotten you wealth, and that's why you did what you did. It's not for the people. You do it for yourself. Take the responsibility of what you are doing. You do it for yourself. You do it for the same thing you said you're trying to prevent, the corruption. You already corrupted the entire mixture of the government. You are there for a purpose, and that purpose is not to serve the people. The purpose is to steal from the people. Otherwise, you will come there and do the people's business and respect the Constitution the way it should be respected. You should not be going around taking people's rights, killing people, beating people, putting them in jail without giving them due process. But now you're claiming to be officials of the government. Or are you official of the SLPP party to make sure you stay in power and then continue to abuse the system and provoking others, taunting others? Because this is kind of a taunting. This is kind of a silly game. How can you be so stupid? Because it's sheer stupidity. Stupidity, like I said, is lacking of intelligence. How can you lack such intelligence not to know that it is wrong for you to execute the powers of the judiciary when you are the commissioner of inquiry? You go and tie down people with cuffs and put signs on them to parade the street of Freetown. And you have television all over these people, and now it's being shared around the world. And you went to the TV station and still you think your arrogance is the way to bamboozle all these people. And you're trying to show that you have the power, nobody can do anything to you. You don't even respect your judiciary. Because if you have any sense or any credibility at all, you would have considered that this could be something that can hurt you right away, now or the future. You should know that. You should be tried for that. You should be tried for abusing these people. Whoever gives those orders for those people to be handcuffed and paraded in the street of Freetown should be tried in the court of law. And if found guilty, whatever the court decides should be the case. and whatever the Constitution prescribes for abusing those kind of rights. If you have to go to jail, you go to jail for that. But this is the problem. We have no consequences for what we do. People slide. As long as you're in power, like I said, you have a bundle. You are the executive, you are the policeman, you are the army, you are everything else. Yes, you are everything else. There are no policies, there are no agencies, there is nothing. There is no constitution. You guys might as well use the constitution as a toilet paper. That's what you're doing. Look at your parliament. Look at your president. Why is he there today? Because somebody did not. And that somebody is by Kuruma. These people were involved in a coup d'etat. These people were involved in all of these things. And they gave them amnesty. But somebody said it's a blanket amnesty. And he said he has been forgiven for what he did. So let that slide. I'm coming back afresh and start the old nonsense all over again. You gave him that power to do that. And all of you SLPP people that allow Madabio to be the flag bearer, shame on you. But now you are on television, you are on all over the place in social media, claiming that, oh, yes, what we did is right. You have the backbone to stand up for what is right in your party. How can you have the backbone to do what is right for the people? You have somebody bamboozle you guys to be the flag bearer. Come on, let's go from the conception of all of this nonsense that is going on in our country. Nobody in SLPP should be saying anything at this point. You should be covering your faces and bowing shame, because you are the predicator of all these things that are going on in the country. You are the people that are responsible for that, because you don't hold up to your constitution. Mother Bio had been a flag bearer 3 times, and your constitution state. And then we have Infa Ali. And we have the law court that never did go back and hold these people responsible for not following their own constitution. Nobody pays for anything. Everything goes under the rug. I mean, we are in a... Man, my dear fellow citizens, I don't know what's in the catchway. I don't know what's in the catchway. Why when party then they go? Why when party then they go for go register then party them? Then get a constitution. And then constitution then are legal things, legally binded with the constitution of Sierra Leone. They have to follow their constitution to the T. But the courts are not litigating on that. They are not mitigating all of those things. How did Infa Ali allow Madabio to stand as a president when their constitution states that they cannot do that? He had been a flag bearer twice, and that was it. Why Infa Ali did not hold the SLPP constitution responsible for all this nonsense that is going? He should have been disqualified in the first place to be the flag bearer. Why are we not looking into all those things? But now Mr. Ben Kelfala is telling us that, oh, they will look into it. And what will happen if they look into it? Nothing will happen. These poor guys who have nothing, who are making pennies compared to what these guys are making. You're paying teachers $50 a month and $100 a month. I doubt if they make $100 a month. Nobody make $1 million a month as a teacher. Do they pay them $1 million a month? That's what your money is worth now. It's worthless. But in essence, that's what the teachers are making. And you have people who are building buildings, $1 million buildings, and they're getting scot-free. They're going scot-free. Just give me a few hundred leons, and you can go away. Go back to your mansions. Go back to your 50 houses. You're okay. But these teachers, we have to show them that they should be responsible. Wow. Do we have a future? That's my question for this session today. Do we have a future? Are we going to be people who are going to be responsible and be held responsible? Are we going to be people with integrity to know that when you are applying anything, you should start with you? You should start with yourself. When you want to be somebody or make somebody somebody, you have to use yourself as an example. Mr. Ben Kelfala, is it okay for someone who is a commissioner after your time is over to come and judge you the same way you are judging these people? Should they get away with that? I bet you that your answer will be no, and you will be the loudest noise in that courtroom. And you will be crying, Hail Mary, for someone who doesn't follow the law. But you are not doing it now. You are a shame to the public. You are a total shame. And the whole process now is a sham. Because once, you see, that's another part of it too. Once a piece of what you're doing is rotten, the entire system is rotten. You cannot fix this anymore. You don't have that credibility to fix it. You should be gone by yesterday. You should have been gone by yesterday. But no, they're going to keep you. You are good for those people who need to be around rotten things. And this, not small talk. And this, not Yusufu Cabo of Southern California. Thank you for listening. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.